Nouns. Naming words. A word that is the name of a person, animal, place, thing, idea, action, state, etc. A word that is the name of a person like Ram, Shyam, girl, teacher, student. Animal like Tommy, place like London, India, Delhi, Jaipur, Hong Kong, Switzerland, USA, etc. China, Pakistan. A thing like pencil, book, wall, idea like plan, action like movement, dancing, and state like sing. So words Ram, word Sham, word girl, teacher, student, Tommy, London, pencil, book, wall, plan, and childhood. And Almira, laptop, mouse, headphone, mobile, man, woman, Ram, Sham, Johnny, Trump are nouns. So here there are five types of noun: proper noun, common noun, collective noun, material noun, and abstract noun. So here are five types of noun: proper noun, common noun, collective noun, material noun, and an abstract noun. And this is just an overview table for all five types of noun. And we will talk about these nouns in detail later, like the difference between common noun, proper nouns, and then collective nouns, and then material noun, and then abstract noun. So this is an overview table of all five types of nouns, like proper noun, and all these words, proper, common, collective, material, and abstract, define very well what these nouns do. Like proper noun that properly defines a person, place, or thing. Common noun that commonly defines person, place, or thing. Collective noun the name of collection of people, animal, and things. Material noun the name of the metal. Abstract noun uh, the word abstract form that isn't in concrete form, that we can't see, smell, taste, hear, and touch. So all these words define what these nouns do. And so mm, proper noun, and this is the definition, this is the definition, these are the definition, and these are the examples. Proper noun. A proper noun is the name of a particular or special person, place, or thing. A particular name of person like Ram, particular place like Delhi, Jaipur, Hong Kong, Switzerland, a particular thing like apple, mouse, banana, teacher, student, book, pencil, etc. A common noun is the name given to every person, place, or thing of the same class or same kind, like boy. Boy. There could be trillions of boys in the world, and 200 students like boy, student, city, uh, country, and mobile. But boy, but the particular name is wrong. City, particular name is Delhi. Particular uh, city is Delhi. Mobile, there are so many mobile companies, Apple, Vivo, but the particular name of the mobile is Apple. And the collective noun. A collective noun is the name of group of people and animal and things, like team. 11 players that played together are called team. Herd. Herd of buffaloes, herd of cows. So many cows or buffaloes that graze and move together are called herd. Bunch of keys, bunch of grapes, and material noun. A material noun is the name of the metal or substance that a thing is made of. like gold, iron, plastic, wood. The name of the metal that the thing is made of. An abstract noun is the name of quality, action, or state that isn't in concrete form, that we can't see, smell, taste, hear, and touch. We have our five organs, and that we can't see that thing with that, we can't smell that thing, we can't taste that thing, we can't hear that thing, and we can't even touch that thing. It's called name of that thing is called abstract noun, like honesty, poverty, hate, and that I have already mentioned that we will talk about these nouns in detail later. And this is an overview, uh, all of all of five types of nouns at one place. That make it easier when we have already uh, talked about them or just practice on it. And here are five examples all about you. One, two, three, four, and five. And all these sentences include one nouns, one after one, proper, common, collective, utilitarian, and abstract. Like when you introduce yourself, you can easily remember these five sentences and can easily remember all these five types of nouns. Like sentence, my name is Ram. Ram is proper noun. I'm a student. Student is common noun. There are 20 students in my class. Class is collective noun. I prefer plastic pencils. Plastic is material noun. I love studying. Studying is abstract noun. So my name is Ram. I'm a student. There are 20 students in my class. I prefer plastic pencils and I love studying. All these five sentences contain all five types of noun and could be easy to remember when because these are just as brief introduction about yourself. So let's talk about these nouns in detail. So difference between common noun, proper noun that can confuse you. Reason is common noun and proper noun are both about person, place, or thing. Person, place, or thing, and person, place, or thing. But the difference, similarity is the common and proper noun is about person, place, and thing that can confuse students. But the difference is common noun as these nouns have been named. Common noun that commonly defines a person, place, or thing, and proper noun that properly defines a person, place, or thing. So how commonly and how properly? So common noun just tells us what someone, some place, or something is. It just tells us what someone, someplace, or something is. But proper noun that properly defines a person, place, thing is. It gives a particular name to a person, place, or thing. Like it just tells us what someone, someplace, or something is. Like someone, someplace, and something. Someone like boy, girl, teacher, student, dog. It just tells us what someone or some animal is. And some place like city, country, village, town, continent, sea, mountain, and thing, pen, pencil, book, bag, roof, switch, etc. It just tells us what someone, someplace, or something is. And proper noun gives a special identity to someone. Like someone name is Zoni, some girl's name is Reena, some animal name is Tommy, and some city is Delhi, country India, and think the name of pen pilot, the name of pencil family. So this proper nouns that properly defines a thing, it gives a particular or special name to a person, place, or thing. So and let's see one more definition about common noun and proper noun. A common noun is the name given to that every person, place, or thing of the same class or same color. Examples that we have already mentioned: a boy, girl, teacher, student. And a proper noun is the name given to particular or special person, place, or thing. So how particular or special? Like when we talk about place and thing, and, and then we talk about a person or animal. So when we talk about place, like there is no other city Delhi. There is no other country named India. There is no other USA, there is no other London, there is no other Hong Kong, there is no other Pakistan, there is no other Sri Lanka, there is no other China, and there is no other pilot company. There is only one pilot company, no other. There is no other camel company. There is no other Apple company. There is no other window company. So the proper nouns gives a particular name to a person, place, or thing. And when we talk about people, there are trillions of people in the world, trillions of people in a country, billions, could be billions or trillions. So it is not possible in a language that a language have trillions of name, only name for people. It would be very large. So, but as proper nouns give a particular name to person, place, or thing, when we talk out of family, there are not every person names uh, Ram in a family, not every Johnny, not every Tony, not every Rina, not every Sita, not every Ronaldo. So we give them different name, but it's not possible that every individual people in the world have an individual name. So there could be more than one person of the same name. But purpose proper nouns purpose is to give a particular name to person, place, or thing. Person, place, or thing. And to clarify it, mm, the difference between common noun and proper noun, we will see one more example that I think will clear the difference between common noun and proper noun, and you can remember this example. And the example is when we are filling in someone address, some school admission form, or just any form, we have to give a particular information. And common noun examples. This is the common noun. So we will find these examples. uh, Common noun and proper noun. So when we are filling in an address of school admission form, just any form, we'll have to fill in this information, and we will find all these like name, student, or applicant. But when a student filling a form, or when we are writing a letter and writing an address like name, applicant, student, father, mother, street, city, state, country, on just every form. Even if here have been trillions of letters printed till now. Trillions of letters have been printed till now. We will find these information on every letter, like name, student, applicant, father, mother, street, city, state, and country. Because this is not about a particular person, place. This is for every person and place. This is not a particular information, the but the we can say proper information or particular information that we have to give in is like name. Someone's student's name could be Ram. Father name could be Johnny. Mother name Gita. Street Members are city, Jaipur, state, Haryana, and country, India. So these are particular information of person and place. For particular, this is information about particular place, a particular person. But these are the words that you will find on every letter, no matter how many have been printed till now. And this is the particular information. So this is the difference between proper noun and common noun. So for example, if we haven't given this information, how can a letter be reached to a person if the address isn't proper? If the address isn't proper, how can a letter be reached to a particular person? Because proper noun gives a particular information of a person, place, or thing. It gives a name to particular person, place, or thing. And common noun, that is about of every person, place, or thing of the same class and same kind. And proper noun is the name given to a particular person, place, or thing. So let's talk about collective nouns. Collective nouns, the name given to the name of a group of people, animal, and things. The name of group of people, like family. There could be a father, mother, son, daughter, grandfather, grandmother that lives together are called family. Class, more than one students that study together are called class. Team, 11 players that play together are called team. The name of that 11 players is team. The name of that all of the students is class. The name of that members is called family. And crew, name of the soldiers, and all of the soldiers that work together and fight together, live together are called crew. Crowd, people that are gathered at a one place are called crowd. Audience, all of the people that are watching a play, concert, or just any drama, etc. are called audience. And then gang, people that work together, union, and the same thing that people work together at a one place is called union. And herd, the herd of buffalo, herd of cow, herd of, and so many animals that graze and move together as a pack of animals is called herd. Flock, flock of sheep, a pack of animals of so many sheep that graze and move together is called flock. Flight of birds, um, so many birds that fly together is called flight. Group, bunch, so many keys are together is called bunch. And grapes, bunch of grapes. So here are some examples of collective nouns are like for example a crowd of people, a flock of sheep, a flight of birds, a, a galaxy of stars, a gang of leopards, a herd of deer, a herd of cattle, a herd of hounds, a troop of horses, a bunch of keys and a bunch of keys and grapes, a crowd, a flock, a flight, a galaxy, a gang, a herd. But one thing is, after a collective noun, the verb can be either singular or plural, just any singular and plural. But there is difference. Sometimes there is difference, and we will talk about it. Let's first see some examples. When we are using a singular plural, singular verb. A cricket team is made up of 11 players. 11 players, and we have used a and is. Indian Army is best. Is singular verb. Is singular. Flight of bird is really beautiful to see. Is singular. And the team are going to lose again. They are useless. Are and they. Plural verb and plural pronoun. My family are very angry with me. Are is plural verb and plural pronoun. So with collective noun, the verb can be either singular, plural, or just one. But sometimes there is difference. The difference is number one, the British can use a singular plural verb after root noun. Can use any singular plural. Either committee needs or need more time. They can use any singular plural. Holland isn't or aren't going to win. When we're talking about Holland team, the British can use is or are. Holland isn't going to win. Holland aren't going to win. And when we talk about the Americans prefer singular verb. They prefer. They also use plural verb, but they prefer singular verb. The committee needs more time. They prefer singular verb. And the committee need more time. They also use plural. Let's see some difference. Like this. For example, they have spoken 4 or 5 sentences. They will use 3 times singular verb and 1 or 2 times plural. And the second difference is it also depends on whether we see it as a whole, singular, or or a number of individuals. When we see it as a whole, we use singular verb, and when we see it as different individuals, like there are players, and we see all of them individual. Two are happy, three are not happy, one is confused, some are not happy. And like when we talk about people's thought or feelings, when people's thought and feelings, and we see that some are happy, unhappy, agree, disagree, want, don't want. So when we talk about some people's thought or feelings, we can use singular plural. When we see them all of them individual, we use plural, and when we see all of them, we use singular. For example, the crowd was in a cheerful. We will use was when we see that all of the crowd is in cheerful mood. But we when we use were, the crowd were in a cheerful mood, when we see that some are in cheerful mood and some weren't. Some are and some are not. The government wants to improve its image. When we see all of mm, the the worker or leaders or the who are working in the government is wants to improve its image, we use want. But when we see that some want and some don't want, we use want, plural verb. The government want to improve their image, plural verb. The crowd which has gathered here is in a cheerful mood. When we see that all of the crowd is in cheerful mood, all of the people are in cheerful mood, we use verb, singular verb has. And when we see that some are in cheerful mood and some are not, so then we will use plural verb for collective noun crowd. The crowd who have gathered here is in a cheerful mood. And the same thing if the class doesn't understand what the teacher is saying. We are using uh, the singular word for class. Singular class is collective noun, and we are using singular word for class when we see that the all of the students are not understanding, and when we use and we see that some are understanding, some are not understanding. For example, there are 10 students in a class and 3 are understanding and rest of the 7 are not understanding. We'll use plural verb because all of them is not, we don't see all of them as one unit. Some are different, some are different, so we will use plural verb for them. The class don't understand what the teacher is saying. And the union is the same thing as the union collective noun, and we use is when we see that all of them is delighted with its pay rise. The union is delighted with its pay rise. Union collective noun is plural verb and plural pronoun. But when we see that some are happy, some are not happy, some are delighted, some are not delighted, and we use plural verb. The union are delighted with their pay rise. So when we see a collective noun, a group of people, animal, and animal, or some of them are happy, some are not happy, some are agree, some are disagree, some are healthy, some are not healthy. When then we use plural, and when we see all of that people or that group of people or animal as one unit, and find that all of them same thing with all of them, we use a similar word like we have adjustments like the class doesn't understand what the teacher is saying when all of them are not understanding. The union is delighted with its pay rise when all of them are not delighted with its pay rise. And here is some nouns. They are plural in meaning, and so these nouns are plural of in meaning, and we also use plural verb with them, like police, cops, inspectors, and some other team is called police. People, so many person that we see all of them together. Livestock, farm animals is called livestock. Cattle, cows, buffaloes is called cattle. Poultry, not hen but hens is called poultry. So these nouns are plural in meaning, and we also use plural verb with them. Like the police are questioning a man are plural verb. Some cattle have got out into the road. Some cattle have plural verb. And now we'll talk about material noun. Material noun is just simple. The name, as its name defines itself. Material noun, the name of the metal or substance that a thing is made. For example, this mouse is made of plastic. This phone is made of plastic and glass and steel. This this charger is made of rubber and steel. So, material noun is the name of the matter or substance that a thing is made of. Like my bed is made of wood and my phone is made of plastic and metal. And here are some examples like iron, word iron, word silver, word gold, word plastic, word wood is the material nouns. I prefer plastic pencils. The necklace is made of gold, my bed is made of wood, and my phone is made of plastic and metal. So words plastic, word gold, and word. And plastic and wood is material nouns. And now we'll talk about abstract noun. Abstract noun is the name of quality, action, state. Quality, action, state, idea, belief, emotion, etc. Abstract nouns are opposite of concrete nouns. It means it means it doesn't have a physical form. We have our five organs and we can neither see them with our eyes, we, we can't even uh, smell with our nose, we neither uh, taste them with our tongue, we not hear them with our ears, and we can't even touch them with our hands and with our skin with our legs. We have our five organs: eye, nose, tongue, ear, and hands. So we can't even taste them, smell them, hear them, touch them, and see them. And here are some examples of abstract noun. Quality, like quality, stupidity, goodness, kindness, courage, honesty, and patience are the example of abstract noun of quality. I am tired of his stupidity. Honesty is the best policy. Patience is really important to achieve a goal. Examples of action of abstract noun like movement, arrangement, development, judgment. Arrangements have been done. Development is always important, like state, richness, poverty, childhood, young, and freedom. Examples of abstract noun of state. He was born in poverty and had an unhappy childhood. Idea, plan, concept, thought, and notion. We should always have a second plan, abstract noun. She spoke his thoughts freely. Thought, abstract noun. Belief, faith, trust, devotion, treachery. Faith in God makes you stronger. So faith, abstract noun. A relationship is founded on love and trust. So word love, word trust is abstract noun. And then examples of abstract noun of emotions: love, hate, anger, anxiety, happiness, fear, pleasure, and excitement. Love, hate, anger is part of our life. So what love, hate, and anger is abstract noun. Fear makes us conscious. So what fear is abstract noun. And some other example are progress, justice, payment, and beauty. So these words: love, hate, anger, anxiety, happiness, fear, pleasure, faith, trust, plan, concept, richness, poverty, movement, arrangement, stupidity, patience, kindness, courage. These are abstract nouns that we can't see, taste, smell, hear, and touch. And one more thing about abstract noun is that abstract nouns are mostly uncountable. Most of abstract nouns are uncountable. We can't count them like one teacher, two teacher, five students, 13 students. We can't count them like others nouns. Most of them are uncountable. And now we talk about countable and uncountable nouns. So let's see the difference first between countable and uncountable nouns. So as names say, countable noun, countable, that can be counted. Uncountable noun, uncountable, uncountable, that cannot be counted. So countable nouns that can be counted, so these are singular and plural. Uncountable noun, that cannot be counted are neither singular nor plural. But we always use a singular verb and it, this, and that pronoun. Countable noun cannot be. Countable noun can be counted, they can be singular or plural. Uncountable noun are cannot be counted, so these are neither singular nor plural. But we use a singular verb and it, this, and that pronoun. And uncountable nouns do not necessarily divide into separate units like air, water, sand, English. Here are examples. So we can't count air, we can't count water, we can't count sand, weather. We can't say one water, two water. We can't say one air, two air. We can't say one weather, two weather. We can't say one sand, two sand, 15 sand, 13 sand. We can't say 50 English. We can't say 35 English. But when we talk about countable nouns are can be counted. Like one teacher, five teacher, 20 students, three students, five books, 150 books, seven dogs, two dogs, 10 pencils, 100 pencils, 193 countries, one countries. So countable nouns can be counted. So these are singular and plural. Uncountable nouns like air, water, sand, weather, and these are some examples of abstract noun like advice, information, knowledge, honesty, poverty, freedom, love, and some pack of things like examples of some pack of things of uncountable noun is like baggage. The pack, so many bags. It's called baggage, luggage, bag, and purse, suitcase is called luggage. But we use a singular one with them. These are uncountable. Furniture, chair, table, sofa is called furniture. These are uncountable. Braid and hair are also uncountable. So uncountable nouns cannot be counted. They are neither singular nor plural. They no they do not naturally divide into separate units. We can't air divide into units. We can't water in divide into different units. We can't divide English. We can't divide weather, but we can naturally divide countable on like teacher, one teacher, 13 teacher, five students, 15 students, two books, 100 books. Countable nouns can be counted and naturally divided into separate units. They are singular and plural. Uncountable are neither singular nor plural, but uncountable noun takes a singular verb and it, this, and that pronoun. And here are some rules for changing a singular noun into plural. There are some rules. So there are some rules, but there are only three ways. There are only three ways to make a singular noun to plural. And what are those? Number one, S. Number one S. Number two, ES. Number two, ES. Number one S. Number two, ES. And number three is changing inside vowel sound like tooth, teeth, foot, fit, goose, geese. And number four is an irregular form. This is not a rule, but irregular form. Irregular form means not according to rules. And these are not so many, just 30, 40, or 50, around 40 to 50 words that are pluralized by irregular form, not according to rules. And when we talk about number three, changing inside vowel sound, even these nouns are not so many, not more than 20, around 15 to 20. So, but there are so many nouns that are countable. Countable means if a noun is countable, it can be pluralized. If a noun is countable, it can be pluralized. So most of the nouns, like if there are thousands of nouns that are pluralized, like teacher, teachers, students, laptop, mouse, tables, fans, almirahs, glasses, cups, mugs, bats, roofs, homes, watches, trees, switches, sockets. So, thousands of nouns, there are thousands of nouns, and most of them are pluralized by adding s and es in the end of the word, like apple, apples, bus, buses. So, two ways of making a pluralize are s and es, and third one is changing inside word sound like foot, feet, tooth, teeth, goose, geese, man, woman, women. So third is changing inside word sound, and two are s and es. Second is es. Number one way is adding s like apples, cats, dogs, and number two is adding es like foxes, moon, mangoes, babies, lives, wives. So, but here are two rules. I have named them number 1.1, number 1.2. There are two rules for adding s in the end, and there are four. I have numbered them 2.1, 2.2, 2.2, 2.3, and 2.4 ways for adding es in the end of the word. End of the word. So we add s and es in the end of the verb to the most of the noun to pluralize them. And this is the uh, table of rules of changing noun singular to plural. Number one way, adding s. The rule are number one and two. Number second way is adding es in the end of the word. And here are four rules for adding es in the end of the word. These are ways s and s and yes, and here are rules 1.1 and 1.2 for s, and 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, and 2.4 is es. And these are rules, these are examples, and here are some exception rules. There is only one exception rule, and rest of them are just some exceptional words. So rules, what we add s or es, and then rules, and then examples, and then rules for exception, and then for exception. So this is the table for all of the noun at one place. So let's talk about. To form a regular plural noun, we usually add s. Like apple, apples, bat, bats, cat, cats, dog, dogs, elephant, elephants. And a noun that end in double vowel, like bee, tree, zoo, we add s in the end of the word, even if it end in vowel plus one. So why there are five vowels: a, e, I, o, and u. A, e, I, o, u. So the noun that end in double vowel, like zoo, bamboo, radio. Noun that end in double vowel we add s to make them plural, even if it end in vowel plus o. So o is also o. So why I have mentioned it differently, because there is a rule. If it end in vowel plus o, we simply add s. If it end in consonant and o, we add es. If end in vowel plus o, we add es, s, and if end in consonant and o, we add es. To form a plural noun, we usually add s. And number 1.1. And number 1.2 is now that and in double vowel, like B double E will become bees, TR double E will become trees, Zoo double O will become zoos, bamboo, BMB double O will become bamboo, BMB double OS, radio, RADIO will become RADIOS, radios. And these two rules are for S, and these four rules are for ES. To make them plural, we add ES in the end of the word. Like 2.1 rule is noun that end in S, double S, CH, SH, X, and Z. We add ES in the end of the word. And we can also say that after a sibilant sound, we add ES, like bus, class, church, bus, box, quiz. So BUS, then in S we add ES. Bus, buses, class. Double S will become class. CLA double S will become CLA double S. Yes. Church, CHUR, CH will become church. Bus, bus, BUSH will become BUSH. Yes. Fox, FX will become Foxes. Quiz, QUIZ will become QUI double Z. Yes. So now that add in S double S C H S H X and Z, we add ES in the end of the word to make them plural. And here are some exception of these nouns like stomach. Then add in CS, but we add as not ES in the end of the word to make them plural. Like stomach will become stomachs, monads will become monads. Noun that end in consonant and o, we add ES. We add ES in the end of the word, like hero, consonant. R is consonant and then O. HERO will become heroes. HEROES, heroes. Potato. T is consonant and then O will become potatoes. Like POTATO will become potatoes. POTATOES. Tomato will become tomatoes. TOMATO will become TOMATOES. Mango will consonant G and then O will become mangoes. I become MANGO will become MANGOES. Mosquito will become mosquitoes. MOSQUITO will become MOSQUIT consonant and then O and then ES. Mosquitoes. And here are some exceptions of these nouns like photo that end in consonant and o, but we add as not yes. Photo will become photo. Piano and consonant and o. Consonant and then o will become pianos. Not we don't add es. We add as disco that end in consonant c and then o will become discos. Zero that end in consonant r and then o will become zeros. Kilo KILO will become kilos. No, we don't. L is constant and then O, but we add S, not ES. And noun that end in consonant and Y. Consonant and Y, like baby. B is consonant and then Y. We replace Y with I. BAB, Y will become BAB, I, and add ES to make them plural. But if and in vowel like A, like E, O, if it end in vowel and Y, we add S, not ES. So first see if the noun and consonant and Y, we add ES. We replace Y with I and add ES. Like B, B A B, B consonant and then Y will become. We replace Y with I and it will become baby. BAB and Y is replaced with I and add ES. Family FAMILY will L is consonant and then Y. So we will replace Y with Y and add ES. Family will become families. City. CIT T is consonant and then Y. So we replace Y with I. CITY will become CITIES. City. Story will become stories. STORY will become stories. STORIES. Copy will become copies. So it is COP is consonant and then Y. It will become copies. We replace Y with I and it will be COPIES. But if n in vowel plus Y, we add as not ES like this. Now that n in consonant plus Y, we replace Y with I and add ES. But if it end in vowel plus Y, like days, essay, donkey, monkey, we add S, not ES. Like day will become days. A is vowel and then Y. Day will become days. A vowel and then Y will become days. Essay, A vowel and then Y will become S. Way, vowel and then Y will become ways. Key, vowel and then Y will become keys. Donkey, vowel and then Y will become donkey. Monkey, vowel then Y will become monkey. Boy, vowel plus Y will become boys. Toy, vowel plus Y will become O is vowel and then Y will become toys. So now that n in consonant plus y, we replace y with I and add es. But nouns that n in vowel plus y, like days, essays, weights, keys, monkey, we simply add s. Don't replace anything with anything. We simply add s in the end of the word to make them true, like days, essays, weights, keys, monkeys, boys, toys. And 2.4 is noun that end in f or fe. We replace f and fe with v and v and add s and es. Like wolf that end in wolf. We replace f with v and then add es. Wolf will become wolves. F is replaced with v and es have been added. So WOLF wolf will become wolves. WLVES. Wife WIFE will become wives. F is replaced with V. There is already E, so we needn't add extra I. There is already E. So why will add an extra I? It will become Y will become wives. Thief will become thieves. Life will become lives. Wolf will become wolves. Knife will become knives. And then chief, and it has some exceptions like chief and enough, but it will become chief. F isn't replaced with V. Chief is becomes chief. And safe, safe is saves and saves both. Roof is roofs, not roofs. Proof is proofs, not proofs. So these are four rules for adding es to making a noun pluralize by adding es in there. These four rules are for making a making a noun plural by adding es in the end of the word. And number three is some nouns are pluralized by changing inside vowel sound. Inside vowel sound like tooth, teeth, foot, fit, man, 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 woman, women, woman, we, me, mouse will become mice, mouse, mice. There are three rules, three we can say three ways. There are three ways to make a noun plural from singular. Number four and number four. This is just an irregular form. Irregular mean not according to rules. Not according to rule one, not according to two, not according to three. Number four that I have numberized for is not according to rules. It is just an irregular form. Some we can say some words have irregular plural. Some words have irregular plural form, like child, children, ox, oxen, medium, media, person, people. They are not so many. They are not more than 50. These are 40 to 50. I will again say that most of the nouns are pluralized by adding s and es in the end of the word, and they are 20 around 20 nouns by changing several sound and not more than 50 that has irregular plural form that have irregular. So here I have mentioned them in detail, but these are just more examples. These are just more examples. We needn't uh, talk about definition of rules in detail. They are just simple that I have mentioned. Not extra definition of talking about these rules in more detail or give more time to rules. But there are so many words that are pluralized, so these are most commonly used word nouns at one place. I have tried to put them at one place. So to form regular pronoun, we usually add as, and these are examples according alphabetically: apples, bats, cats, dogs, games, hotels, elephants, girls, hands, mobiles, plants, rivers, songs, tables. And VSS in the end of the word that end in double vowel. As I already mentioned, that even if you end in vowel plus o. And rule 2.2 says that if end in consonant end of, we add es, not as 2.2. Consonant of add es. Hero, heroes, mango, mangoes. So if the noun end in double vowel, we add e, we add s in the end of the word, not s, not yes. We add s in the end of the word, end of the word, if it end in double vowel, like b. Double vowel will become b's. Idea. E is vowel and A is vowel, both are vowels, so it will become ideas. Tree, both are vowel. Tree T R double E will become trees. Zoo, Z double O will become zoos. Bamboo, B M B double O will become bamboos. Radio, R A D I and O, both are vowel, so it will become radio. Portfolio, P O R T F O L I and O will become portfolios. And two, and then I will again repeat it. If the noun and in double vowel, we add s in the end of the word to make them plural. If the noun and in vowel plus o, we make es in the end of the noun to make them plural. If and in double vowel, we add s. If and in consonant and o, we add es. And 2.1 is for 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, and 2.4 rules are for making nouns plural by adding es in the end of the word, end of the noun. You can say noun, we can say word, because noun is also a category of word. And here are four rules for, for making a noun plural by adding es in the end of the word. Number first is 2.1 is we add es in the end of the word, in the end of the noun, if the noun and in s double s c h s h x and z. Most nouns sound similar sound, like bus, bus will become buses, buses. Class, cla double s will become classes. Gla double s, glasses. A double s will become aces. A double s is boss. Bo double s will become bosses. Bo double s is search. Church will become churches. Churches watches. Switches. Bushes. Bushes. Dishes. Whisk. Wish will become wishes. Wishes. Fox. Fox will become foxy. Foxes. Box. Box will become boxes. Boxes. Quiz. Quiz will become quizzes. Quizzes. And it has some also exceptions like other rules like stomach. Stomacs will become stomachs. Stomacs not yes. Monarchs. Monarchs will become monarchs. Monarchs not yes. And 2.2 rule for making a noun plural by adding yes in the end of the word is in the end of the noun is noun that end in consonant and o, we add s in the end of the noun to make them plural, like hero. R is consonant and then O will become heroes. HER is consonant, then O will become heroes. HER and then O and then ES. Hero will become heroes. POTATO. T is consonant and then O will become potato. Potato will become potatoes. Tomato. T is consonant and then O will become tomatoes. Mango. G is consonant and then O. Mango. MANGO will become mangoes. G is consonant then O. It will become MANGO ES. Mosquito will become mosquitoes. MOSQUITO T is consonant, then O will become Mosquito, mosquito. And it also has some exceptions. Dynamo and in consonant and O, but we add S, not yes. Dynamos, memento. T is consonant, then O will become mementos. Photo. T is consonant, then O will become photo. Piano. N is consonant, and then O will become pianos, not yes, but S. Piano will become Pianos. The same thing is disco zero, that and ZER the consonant, then O will become zero ZEROS, not ES. Kilo KILO will become kilos, KILOS, not ES. And 2.3 is if nouns end in consonant and Y, we replace Y with I and S and ES in the noun. But if the noun doesn't end in consonant and Y but end in vowel plus Y, we add E. We add S, not ES. If end in consonant and Y, we we add uh, we replace Y with I and add ES. But if and in vowel plus Y, we simply add S in the end of the word, end of the noun. And we can say word, we can say noun, because noun is also a category of an word family. Noun is also a category of word family. We can also say speech category like baby, babies, BY. We replace Y with I, and then here a lady will become lady. I have already mentioned it in detail in this uh, plural rules table. If and in consonant and Y, we replace Y with I and IDS in the end of the word, end of the noun, and it will become baby, baby, son. But if and in vowel plus Y, we simply add S in the end of the noun, and it will become day, days, essays. Consonant and Y, we replace Y with I and add ES. And in vowel plus Y, we add S, no ES. And here are just some more examples for consonant and Y. Baby, babies, lady, ladies, family, families, guy, guy. Baby, babies, lady, ladies, family, family. City, city, CITY. We replace Y with I and add ES. CITY will become CITES, city. Country will become country. COU and TRY will become countries. COU and TRIES. Copy will become copies. COPY and then ES. Copies. Dictionary will become dictionary. Library will become libraries. Story will become stories. STORY story will become STORIES. Y is replaced with I and then add es. And if the noun that end in vowel plus Y, we add s in the end of the noun, not es. And we needn't replace anything with anything. Like day will become days, guy will become guys. A is vowel and then Y will and day will become days, SA will become essays, way, WAY will become way, key, KEY, E in vowel and then Y will become Y. Donkey will D on K and vowel E and then Y. D on K E Y will become donkey. Monkey will become monkeys, boy. BOY will become boys. TOY will become toys. And 2.4 is now that and in F or FE we add. We replace F and FE with V and VE and ES in the end of the word. We have already mentioned all of the rules. These are just some more examples for them. We have already mentioned these rules in the table. These are just some more rules. Wife, wives, thief, thieves, life, lives, War falls, calf calves, knife knives, and some exceptions are chief, chiefs, safe, safes, SAFE will become SAFES, roof will become roofs, roof will become roofs. Some nouns are pluralized by changing inside vowels sounds like tooth, tip, foot, fit, goose, geese, man, 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 woman, women, mouse, mice. And here are some irregular plural form. Irregular mean not according to rules, like size, children, ox, oxen, medium, media, person, people. And here are for rules for compound nouns or with and noun plus nouns, making them plural. So here, first of all, the one thing that I would like to clear at the very beginning that there are not any special rule for making a compound or noun plus noun plural or changing their gender. There is no special rule. Compound noun and noun plus nouns are made of two nouns. So we pluralize or change the gender of the main noun that we are talking about, not that kind of, not that kind of. For example, like race horse and horse race. When we say horse race, this is about race. So we so this is about the race. So we will plural the race, not horse. So horse race will become horse races. So it is about a type of race or type of races. Race horse, at a type of or a kind of horse that runs in race, not to pull a cart, not to pull luggage, not to cultivate farm, not to plow a farm, but a horse that runs in race horse. So I have more than one race horse will become race horses because I am talking about my horse or my horses that runs in a race. So race horse will become race horses. So there is not a special rule for compound noun or noun plus noun to make them plural or change the gender. We just add or mm, add some noun or change the noun that we are talking about. That is the main noun. Like milk chocolate, a kind of chocolate with milk in it will become milk chocolates. Chocolate milk, a kind of milk with chocolate in it, but milk is not a countable, so it will be the same form. It will be in the same form. Chocolate milk will be chocolate milk because milk is uncountable. I have mentioned it because it doesn't matter if it is compound noun plus noun, the noun will be changed that we are talking about. But if it is uncountable noun, so it uncountable noun doesn't have a plural form, so milk uncountable noun, and this doesn't have plural form, so chocolate milk will be chocolate milk. Milk chocolate will become milk chocolates. Horse race, horse race is race horse will become race horse. English teacher, it is talking about English teacher, not history teacher, not math teacher, English teacher. But if there are more than one teacher, it will become English teacher. Floor soap, what kind of soap? Floor soap will become floor soap. Home address, home addresses. Bathroom. These are examples of noun plus noun, and these are examples of compound noun. But rules is the same. Rule is according to the man noun. Bathroom will become bathrooms, hair bush will become hair bush, glass dish will become glass dishes, businessman will become businessman, postman will become postman. And here are noun and gender. Noun and their gender. So according to gender, the nouns can be classified as masculine, feminine, common neutral gender, and common gender and neutral gender. Masculine, 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 feminine, common gender, and neutral gender. Masculine, feminine, common gender, and neutral gender. So masculine gender, a noun that is used for a male person or animal, like boy, like lion, like hawk sparrow, like crocodile, that is used for male person and animal. Feminine, that is used for female person and animal, and like girl, like woman, like mother, like sister, like daughter, like hero, are for female person, and lioness, hen sparrow, and fish are for female animals. And common noun, a noun that can be used for both male and female, people and animal, is called common gender noun that can be used for both male and female, people and animals. For example, for for both these nouns, these common gender nouns can be used for both male and female people. Like student, doesn't matter if a student is a boy or girl, we use for both girl and boy, simple student. Teacher, if I if I am a man and someone is a woman, the word teacher is used for both of us. The word teacher will be used for both of us. Doesn't matter I'm a man and she's a woman. Like doctor, doesn't matter that is lady or gents, parent, doesn't matter he's a mother or father. We use parent for both of them. Doesn't matter if it is mother or father, child, no matter boy or girl. Friend, male or female, both will be used for friend. Doesn't matter he is a girl or boy, man or woman, we use friend. Same thing with pupil, servant, thief, relation, relative. Enemy, doesn't matter that is girl or boy, we use enemy. Cousin, doesn't matter he or she will use cousin, person, orphan. When you say person, we can use word person for both male and female. Orphan, baby. When we say boy, baby, it's not about um, mm, uh, male or female. It doesn't value it can be used for both male and female. Baby, monarch, neighbor, infant, and bird and animal are for common gender animal. A neutral gender, a noun that is neither singular also. Neutral gender, a noun that is neither male nor female. Things, things, things without life, like book. Book doesn't have life, it is neither male or female. Pen, it doesn't have life, it isn't male or female. Pencil doesn't have life, nor male nor female. Bag doesn't have life, it's neither male nor female. Rubber, neither male nor female. So room, tree, these are neutral gender. And when we talk about rules for changing masculine nouns to feminine, masculine can be changed into feminine by adding ESS. There are only two ways. Two ways. We add ESS in the end of the noun to feminine and a masculine noun. 1.1 is we simply add ESS in the end, and 1.2 of ESS is if the noun and in vowel plus R, we delete vowel before R and add es. Number 1 is 1.1 and 1.2 is 1.1 and 1.2 is we add es in the end of the noun. And number 2 is we use a completely different word. We use a completely number 1 is we add es in the end of the noun to that family. Number 2 is we use a completely different word like boy, girl, father, mother, mm, sister, brother, sister, son, daughter, aunt, uncle, aunt, nephew, niece, sir, madam. So no, first see 1.1 we add ESS. We simply add ESS. We simply add ESS in the end of the noun to make them feminine from masculine. Like COUNT count will become count. GINT giant will become giant. Prince, princess, poet, poetess, shepherd, shepherdess, host, hostess, lion, lioness, giant, giantess. We have simply added ESS in the end of the noun to make them feminine from masculine. And number two, 1.24 adding ESS is some nouns that end in vowel plus are plurals by removing vowel before R and add ESS. Like actor, and in ACT, then vowel and then R will become actress. Actor O is deleted and then add ESS. ACTOR has become ACTRESS. Editor will become editress. EDITOR will become editress. And EDITOR ESS. Conductor has become CONDUCTOR. Conductor has become conductors. Monitor has become monitress. Founder has become foundress. Hunter has become huntress. Traitor has become traitress. Tiger has become tigress. TIGER. O is vowel and then R has become TIGRESS. Tigress. Waiter. WAITER. WAITER has become waitress. WAITRESS. And it also has some accent like author and in O vowel and then R. But we add ESS. We don't delete O. AUTHOR author will become AUTHOR and then ESS authoress. Here HEIR will become ERS. And some masculine can be changed into feminine by using completely different words like boy, girl, brother, sister, son, daughter, husband, wife, uncle, aunt, nephew, niece, sir, madam, king, queen, hero, heroine, bull, cow, dog, bitch, horse. And again, that I have already mentioned, compound nouns to feminine. Compound noun or noun plus noun are changed by changing masculine noun of these into feminine. As I have already mentioned, compound noun and noun plus noun are made of two words. So we make them feminine by changing masculine noun of these into feminine. Like grandfather. Here, grandfather will become grandmother. Grand can't be changed. It father will be changed into mother. Grandfather will become grandmother. Grandson will become granddaughter. Here I have been talking about compound noun. compound noun grandfather. Two nouns together without space. Washerman, washerwoman, milkman, milkmaid, landlord, landlady, peacock, peahen. So the word cock is changed into hen. And noun plus noun. Noun then noun. Noun then noun. Noun space then noun. Noun then space. Noun space then noun. Noun then space then noun. So step further we will go. The same thing will be the same. We will change the man now. Stepfather, stepmother, stepbrother, stepsister, manservant, manservant, he bear, she bear, he goat, she goat, jackass, genius, bull calf, cow calf, dog bitch, dog wolf, bitch wolf. And the noun that noun preposition then noun preposition then father-in-law, mother-in-law, son-in-law, daughter-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law. So there is no special rule for compound noun and noun plus noun. The rule will be the same according to the man noun that we have to plural or we have to change the gender of. There is no special rule. That's all about nouns. Thanks for watching.